Meeting to order. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Since Dee is out, we'll appoint Kathy to be...
Debbie is out.
Deb's out.
Debbie, I'm sorry, Deb's out. Kathy will be taking her place today. I'll take a motion to approve the minutes of March 21st.
So moved.
So moved by Dan, seconded by Kathy. All those in favor say aye.
I didn't attend and
So it's 4-0.
I did not have time to check the meeting, so I won't vote.
4-0. So you abstained, correct? You abstained. Yes.
No, it really is, I just don't vote because I wasn't here
You're
and I
abstaining.
didn't check the meeting.
It's 4-0. Does anybody have any public comment? Seeing that there's none, we'll take up Harrison Marina. Findings of fact and conclusion of law. Did everybody have a chance to read that?
Yes.
Any corrections, editing?
No, looks good.
Looks good for us.
On first page, it's on March 7th, the year is not there, it needs to put in 2023.
Okay.
On which one? Oh, on March, yep.
Otherwise, it looks good to me.
Okay. Move to accept.
Made by Ken, is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
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 5-0. Mountain Road condos, does anybody have to recluse themselves?
I think I do.
Okay. Did everyone see the note?
Yes.
I don't think that we can approve the findings of fact until the plan is remedied. Does everybody agree with that?
Yeah, we need an accurate site plan before we can accept it.
Well, it's a subdivision plan. We need to have the subdivision plan show meeting the setback.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to do is have a motion to withdraw our approval and remand it back to the applicant to make remedy. Yes?
I didn't think we had to remand it back for approval, to remand the approval. We just have to make the change on it for the setback, because there was confusion on how it's written between the site plan and the subdivision. And the way Craig understood it was that it was 25 feet because it was residential, but he didn't catch the part where it's single family.
Right.
And any other dwellings have to be the 25 feet. So all we're gonna do is, we're just gonna flip the single unit building over to that spot.
So you
It
have to
will
make
be-
remedy on the plan because we're voting on the plan, Dan.
Correct.
So we can't vote on the plan.
Well, no, it's not the plan, it's the findings and facts because of the setback.
Correct. It's not, we can't approve it because it would be going against the ordinance.
Okay,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The same way that we couldn't grant you a waiver on it because it requires a variance.
correct.
So that's why I'm saying D.
Yeah, I'd like to suggest that we word it differently, that we're not withholding approval, we're just withholding approval of the findings of fact until the correction. And that would, I think, be a better reflection on the record of what the situation is.
That's fine if you'd like to make that as a motion.
Yes, yes,
Move
as a
that.
motion.
Yeah, second, please.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye, or raise their hands. I'm used to aye.
Aye.
Thank you, 4-0.
Okay, so I'll have him change that on the plans and just have him resubmit that page that shows, like I said, I think you're familiar with where this
I know
individual
exactly
building
where it
is.
is.
So we're just gonna take that building and move it over to where the duplex was and the duplex over here, and that will get us,
Or you could move here, you could change one of the lot lines and give the land that you have a little bit to make the,
we are in the process of doing that too, because again, part of that acreage of the 9.88 of the Mountain Road condos, 1 acre is coming over to the Hardin LLC. That little piece that goes up in the corner out to 302, that's coming over to the Hardin LLC. So I
Okay.
think I can just, either that, I might be able to jog that line there when they do the land swap.
I'm just saying do you think you could have this done by our meeting on the 3rd week of this month?
Yeah,
So if we can have that included so we can get this finished, that
Yep.
would be fine.
okay.
Okay.
Break room. Hi, how are you?
So last time we were lacking some information. This time around,
Can you do me a favor, please?
Yes.
Name and address.
name, okay, my name is Spiro Hernarakis. The address of break room is 248 Main Street in Bridgton. And the expansion that we're planning to have hopefully is 244 Main Street, the old Thai building.
And does the board feel that this application is complete?
There are a couple of things that I would like to have seen.
Well, I think there's something else. In the notification process, I think you know this, you had forgot to put within
This is for the abutters?
for the abutters,
Yes, I forgot to.
to the addresses.
Send a letter to myself and to my father, but that was for obvious reasons. Myself and my father are both aware of this.
But you also, on your receipts, you didn't provide us with the names of who the receipts went to.
Okay, that wasn't requested from me last time, so, but, and I wasn't aware that this was an issue.
I thought it was, but so I'm sorry to hear that. But I'm going to ask the board, you did send your notices to all 5 people on this,
Certified to everyone that was abutting, correct, except for myself and my father.
the question I have, does the board feel that that is adequate, hearing from the applicant for notice?
I don't have an issue with it. I mean, we have the receipts for
Yeah,
it.
but I want to
Yep.
make sure. D,
Well, one of the things that is required is to send something to the town manager, and we don't have that specified. And that is a particular thing that needs to be
I also sent to the town manager.
addressed. Yes, but we don't know that there's nothing written here that says that. We have a couple that say Bridgton, Maine, but they don't say where in Bridgton, Maine. And you've listed the abutters. I'm willing to be merciful here. I won't intercede if the board wants to go another way.
Brenda?
I can confirm that he did send one to the town manager because we get that for the file.
All right, so that's
Thank
been
you.
complied with. Thank you, Brenda.
Yeah, I'm not aware that we've ever had an application where the receipts don't have any identification on them. Yeah.
But they don't have the addressee's name.
Yeah, we don't know who was notified and whether.
All the abutters on the list were notified.
But, you need a record of that. so that we can look at it and say, here's the receipt from such and such a person, here's the receipt. So I was checking back, and all the other abutting notices have the name of the person and the address on the receipt.
Okay, and again, I mean, I obviously would like to do it right, but I wasn't told this last meeting, and I mean, it would have been nice, so that way I had more time to prepare. Obviously, I can't do that right now. But I understand the issue with it. However, I can assure you that I didn't send it to my family and friends. I went to the abutters, and they're all well aware.
I'm sure they are, it's just that we need it for the record. to
Okay.
know that they're-
Should-
We have, just so, we have Pembroke, if you look at the abutters, you have Pembroke, there's a Pembroke receipt here.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a receipt for Harrison. The question is, and we've just got confirmation that the town received notification. And you didn't notify,
It just doesn't have that name.
your business.
I did not notify my business
Your
myself.
father's business is separate from yours, is that correct?
It is correct.
So he technically needed to be notified as well. He's not on, you're not on his articles of incorporation.
I don't have to notify myself, but I am actually the managing member and part of the LLC of B-Hop Pizza.
You're a part owner of
I am.
Bridgton
Yeah.
House of Pizza.
Yeah, so again, I did not notify myself for obvious reasons, but I can provide that to you as long as it doesn't take a month for me to have to bring the receipts in. So I'd like to know what you'd like me to do in order to proceed.
We can make it a condition.
We can make it, I just want to make sure that, because this is the first time that I've ever seen this.
Yeah.
Dee,
I just wanted to mention that in the past, we have delayed talking with an applicant because of improper notification. And also, in the past, people have come to the meeting and saying that they were not notified. And that would be a very easy thing to do here, not that it would be, but it would be very easy because we don't see the names and addresses. And I think I'm going to go back on my merciful statement, because I think it's just a matter of record that we have to show that the abutters have been notified, each abutter. And I think we have to hold to that. That's been something that we've been doing very specifically for years. Some of the others of you might remember the name on a property had changed hands. Do you remember that, Ken?
Yes.
And we called up the new owner to see if that was the person who got the notification rather than the former owner. So we have in the past made a big deal of this.
Right, but
This
see,
is
I have an
something
issue
that-
with, I have an issue with that because the tax maps aren't updated properly in
But
this
they
town.
have names on them.
No, they don't. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh,
When
you
you
mean
go on
they're
and get the
not
abutter
named
list on the Bridgton website right now, my property that I bought on Mountain Road took 7 months from it to switch from my name, or from the previous owner to my name. So when we give them an abutter list, we're going off of the tax maps that the town has.
Right, but there's no name that even reflects
I get that, but I'm referring to your previous comment that the new owner wasn't notified.
Oh,
Well,
right,
that's
I
not
think
their
that
fault.
that was sort,
You know,
yeah. I was
this
just
here-
using that as an example of the detail that we wanted, but I agree with you that this would not reflect very easily the names of a change of owner. No, it wouldn't.
the question here is the lack of names on the, on these slips. Does that, or can we make a condition that he has to provide those before the approval is done? Or do we have to ask him to get the information and come back to us? Dan?
I would make a motion based on what I'm seeing here and looking at the abutter list, that you can see that, yes, they were mailed out. It doesn't have the specific person's name, but it says Pembroke, Mass. 02359. You look on the abutter list, there's a Pembroke, Mass. 02359. There's a Harrison. So everything matches up to what's on that list, with the exception of the person's name. So we could make that a condition on the approval that he just brings in that notification that clearly states who the letters went to.
How do you obtain that once, does he have, you want him to send out notifications
You
again?
can go back to the post office and get the detail of that, because it's certified. So they're gonna have a record of it.
If that's so, and we can get a record of these names, then I would go along with Dan's suggestion.
So the suggestion is that we have a motion that before final approval is met, that he provides us with evidence
Yep.
that the abutters have been all abutters have been notified.
Yep.
Properly
names, right.
notified.
Okay.
Okay? So
And that
can-
includes,
I'll move that motion.
does that, now there were these two that were not sent. Are we going to specify that one, the
I don't think the two have to be sent because, again, I don't notify myself when I did my project because I'm the
No,
owner.
but there's another
He-
person
he's the
other
owner.
than,
He's a part owner of the
Dan,
business.
Dan, there's another issue here. Okay, on that. When we look at standing, we have the corporation, but we don't know who owns the corporation. It's nowhere in the documents, so there's no chain of evidence for that.
Okay.
Okay, understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All I would ask is that he gets his father to provide an approval when you provide the evidence for the rest of this.
Just a letter stating I was.
Yeah, that you have no objection to this,
Okay.
okay? That you've been notified.
Okay, so that was a motion. Are we-
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Laura Lee, you got it?
I got it.
All those, any discussion? All those in favor say, raise your hand. 5-0. All right, now let's take. All right. You said you had some information for us. Why don't you speak first?
Yes, so one of the things that were requested was to, well, and necessary was to get engineered drafts of how to combine the buildings for structural integrity purposes and also for safety. I have brought in 15 packets of that stamped and approved by a engineer with directions on how to complete that. Also here with me is Rick Fritz, who is the contractor that is taking on this project. Also have detailed designs of the layout of break room. Basically, it's just an existing business. It's been a business for 6 years. Just expanding and getting a little more floor space.
You want to provide, you have documents to
Yes, I do.
provide to us?
are they also here?
Some of them should be. There was one that was a pre-approval, but they wanted to just finalize it. This is all for me.
Thank you.
Brenda, does this meet time constraints? Application time constraints? Constraints?
I haven't looked at it yet, so I don't know if it's already on record, but
He says some of this is and some of this is not.
you know what's not there.
Well, it is, but the only thing that was missing, I believe, was the cover letter and the actual directions on how to do it. There was a pre-approval with the stamp that was submitted in the application.
A couple of it, I would say yes to.
All right.
Do you have anything more to add since our last meeting?
Yes, so I had a list of certain things that we had to finalize on. So one of the things was discussion about lighting. So I have I have plans which were provided in the email of where the lighting will be added to the existing building. Basically, we're just gonna copy what Break Room has currently. There's 4 gooseneck lights on the top that will light up the facade, and then on the side of the building, there's a side entrance that will have 2 sconces that will also light up. The plans should also reflect the patio in the back that I'd like to get approved, which would be a 26, almost 30 by 30 patio, and eventually I'd like to get that covered as well. Other than that, the layout's all there.
On the original drawings that you provided to us, the patio was not there.
The patio was a better drawing of the patio, I believe, was requested. I think my.
Well, I'm looking at what I have, and in your site plan review, there was no patio.
All right, so maybe I didn't submit that with the application. I mean, I had it with me, but apparently I didn't submit it in. This application also has the patio, and I think we had discussed last meeting to make sure that I add drawings and some details of it.
So you have drawings of with
Just the placement. I don't have actual schematics of what it will
I'm
look
not
like.
asking, for the site plan, you need to show us where the patio is going to be.
Yes, it is. It shows on documents that you have, it shows where it's going to be placed.
It's there?
Yeah.
Does it show setbacks?
All the measurements of where it is shown.
It's a 2-foot setback, does it meet the 2-foot setback is what I'm wondering,
From this building?
from the property line?
No.
No, it's in.
You looking at this drawing here?
Yeah, that drawing.
Oh, to the property line? Yes, yes. I'm sorry, I wasn't understanding the question.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so it's more than 2 feet away from like the edge of the parking lot, if that's what you're asking.
And that is a structure because it's a concrete pad, is that correct?
Yeah,
The plan is to make it a patio. Currently, what I'd like to do is, I'd like to get it approved, close it off, add some seating and the likes, and then proceed with eventually turning it into a patio.
well, lights make a new category, lights in that area. Are they on the plan? The
So
lights?
the lights would be just your plug-in little light bulbs that you see every
Oh, a
outside.
string of lights?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. It wouldn't be
Not going to be attached to the building.
street lights?
no, nothing like that.
So we're talking really then about a concrete pad at the moment?
Well, currently it's asphalt. So what I'd like to do is dig up the asphalt there and then make it a patio eventually. Right now, what I'd like to do is just close it off and put turf down and just use it for outside seating.
For site plan review,
What do you mean by close it off?
Like
Enclose it with
Enclose it.
fences?
Yeah,
Oh.
for site plan
Over
review, I'm
turf.
looking at the drawing that you've provided here.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that we would need to see is the dimensions of exactly the size of the patio, because we don't have it.
the dimensions are on there. It says,
It's on there, okay.
25 by 25.
Yeah, 25, 6.5 by.
And the pad is going to be within the dotted lines.
correct.
Okay. Yes,
What is now existing where the patio was planned? What's there?
It's just just asphalt, it's like a parking spot for the building itself.
So there are parking spots there.
Well, I don't believe it's considered a parking spot, but people were parking their cars there at one point or another.
One of my questions was how many parking spaces does the business have in the lot?
There's a big public parking lot behind us.
No, for
On the lot itself.
on your property,
Mhm.
how many parking spaces do you have?
I mean, I can make some, but I don't know if any are designated as parking spots.
You have the Thai place
Yeah.
parking lot,
Oh, yeah, so yeah, everything that's at the Thai place, I mean, they had several spots, I suppose, 3, 5. I mean, you can fit plenty of cars.
Well, you have to give us a figure.
And there's one parking spot in front of the Thai place. You could say 1, 2, 3 or 4 more parking spots in the back, so a total of, let's say, 5?
What's on your property? Not public parking. What's on your property?
4.
4. All right, so you're going to include 4 designated places on your property. At the
Thank
back
you.
of what was the Thai restaurant?
Is that a request or a question?
It's a question.
I wasn't planning on it, but
Well, you've mentioned it, so are you going to do it or not?
I didn't mention parking spots. The gentleman
I
mentioned parking
mentioned
spots.
parking because
I
one of our
understand, but he
requirements is
said that there
parking.
were, if you're going to mention it in a meeting, and he said there could be as many as, if you're going to have them on your property, you should just tell us. Make up a number and just make that your parking.
Thank you, Dee.
4,
Okay.
5, 3, what?
3 parking spots.
Okay, so you would include 3 parking spaces on your property behind what was the restaurant.
Correct. On the side, not quite behind,
Yeah.
on the
All
side.
right.
Doesn't the
Okay.
patio cover, when you have the patio, some of those parking spaces?
Not the 3 parking spots that were
Not the
mentioning.
And they're going to be marked,
Correct.
okay. And they have to be shown on your plan.
Okay, I didn't plan on putting parking spots, like I said, it was just mentioned, so I gave you a number. But,
Right, but that's now your number.
it is my number, but
Yeah.
the reason why it didn't reflect here is because I didn't come here asking if I could add parking spots. I came to
Well,
ask,
do you not want to have them? And then you can just say, I'll
Dee.
have no parking.
Dee, please.
I just don't understand what the issue is currently.
If you're going to put something on your property, you have to put it on your plan.
I understand that.
If you didn't want parking, even though it was, parking was addressed, you could say, I don't plan to have parking on my property. It will all be public parking.
Okay, well, I currently don't plan on having any parking spots then.
So we're going to strike the 3 places.
Yep, and then if I
And
change
you
my mind.
don't have to account for those then.
Yep,
Okay.
Just so you know, in the site plan review, one of the criteria that what we look at is parking. Parking's the proposal must provide adequate parking to accommodate the projected needs of the proposed development.
okay.
So that's why I was asking the question about parking.
Oh, my.
So, and what you're saying to us is that there's adequate parking for your business.
There is.
Thank you. You already answered the question on lighting that I had. Your new entrance that you're putting in where, on the side of the building of the Chinese, or the Thai
Thai place.
restaurant, is that going to be ADA compliant?
It is.
Is the existing building itself, where break room is today, is that ADA compliant?
Yes, but there needs to be some repairs that I'd like to, that I'm gonna be fixing. But yes, it is.
So when you do this particular project, you're gonna make the entire building or your whole business ADA compliant, is that correct?
Yeah, since break room already is, if this becomes one building, it will already be, but I do plan on making it more ADA compliant.
You said there's 50 seats in the restaurant,
Correct.
and you're using the existing kitchen?
I am not.
Is there an existing kitchen?
The break room building has an existing kitchen.
Are you going to be serving food?
I plan on eventually maybe converting to a full restaurant, but right now I'm not doing that.
But you are a bar,
I am a bar.
so the 50 seats are for the bar.
Yes. Bar arcade, mind you.
Okay. Ken, do you have?
Is the, if there is going to be a restaurant in there, does he need to have a letter from that the sewer can accommodate those patrons?
It was already pre-existing, and break room already was a restaurant at one point prior to COVID. So I have like six units between the two places, maybe more. So I can definitely, it definitely is plenty.
Yeah, the Thai restaurant was not a sit-down restaurant, was it?
It was
It was.
until COVID.
At one point.
I mean, probably, obviously, COVID, it
Yeah.
became.
And the Thai
that
place
window.
could seat,
But we're not going to be approving this for a restaurant.
But
Right.
you're not, so,
yeah, and I'm not gonna be over. I have plenty of allocation for sewage.
okay.
Anything else, Ken?
No, that's all, thank you.
Dan?
No.
I'll get to you 1 second. Kathy?
You said in your application that you have contacted both the Water District and Mr. Madsen in terms of Public Works. Have they gotten back to you in terms of, other than verbally?
There wasn't any concerns, no one mentioned anything. I talked to Kevin, there was something issue with one of the water meters that was attached to break room, but other than that, they haven't mentioned anything else that was fixed.
Okay.
I'd like to just build on what Kathy was saying, which was my thought as well, that when you eventually move to a restaurant, since the buildings were formerly restaurants, what would the status of that be? Would he need to come back, or is he reverting to a former use? And even if you don't have to apply for the restaurant, I think it would be wise to present new water district figures, because there's been a lot of change in the system since some of your original, allocation was determined.
That sounds good enough.
Was there a question?
Yeah,
I just-
would he have to come back and tell that he's going to a restaurant since it's already been a restaurant?
Well, the Thai place is already
Right.
approved for a restaurant, so if he had a restaurant on that side,
And break room was a restaurant at one
and
point.
break room was a restaurant as well, he wouldn't have to come back, it's not a change
So
of
he's
use.
reverting to that. What I'm
Yeah.
just saying then, even if he doesn't need to come back, should he present new allocation numbers because of the changes that have been made in the system? Or can we just assume because the system's been upgraded that?
I don't think
he
he'd have to
can
come
use
back necessarily, because literally he's adding 4 feet in between the buildings. So what he had for capacity in that building, what the capacity is for the Thai restaurant, I think is gonna cover more than what he's asking for.
All right, thank you. It's just a point of procedure. So you wouldn't have to come back with any figures.
So there's adequate capacity for water use and sewage waste. Any other questions? Does anybody want to speak on behalf of this plan? Against? Do we want to go into deliberations?
It's up to the board.
I'm good.
Go
Okay. All right, general. Let's go first, too. Bear with me. Does it fit in the surrounding area? Yes.
So preserve and enhance the landscape, is that where we're?
Element general, the proposed uses and new structures associated with or devoted. Proposed to be located comply with all standards applicable to uses and structures used in that district. The answer is yes. The proposal complies with all the applicable requirements of this code and the town's ordinance rules and the town comprehensive plan. Yes?
Yes.
Preservation for the preservation and enhancement of landscape? Yes.
So
Yes.
it's already there.
Relationship to the surroundings compatible?
Yes.
Vehicular and pedestrian traffic.
Yes.
Changing the structure, so.
Yeah, it's met. Traffic circulation? Met. Parking.
Well, we discussed that.
Using public parking. Yeah.
I'm gonna put existing parking meets standard. Okay with that? Surface water drainage, not applicable. Impervious surface. So it's all existing. Yeah.
Well, the patio would be new impervious.
But it's already impervious because
It's already
it's,
Oh, it's
bituminous.
asphalt. Yes, it's
Yeah,
asphalt.
asphalt.
Right.
Thank you.
proposal must not reasonably burden public utilities. Matt,
Right.
what are you doing for signage?
Just the one that I currently have. It's already been approved. It's in the middle of the building. Then eventually I'd like to build a metal facade for the facade, but that's in the works. It takes a little time.
Any signage gonna be lighted?
Just the one that's currently lighted already.
So it has that gooseneck light
Yep.
coming to it.
Yep. And then 2 little spotlights on it. Yep.
It's
It's
not
already,
internally lit.
nope.
Exterior lighting? All lighting must be shielded, non-flashing, energy efficient, and must be designed to ensure safe movement of people and vehicles. Lighting must be located to minimize glare and reflection on adjacent properties and roads. That's met with your new plan, yes.
Any new lighting that you're putting in the
said-
back of the building?
Just adding on the back?
Yeah.
No, on the back, just there's already some lighting, will be upgraded, but it's pre-existing, it's just to light up the back door, 2 sconces on the side,
Okay.
and then the 4 goosenecks that I'm adding to the front.
Special features of the development. Where do the trucks make deliveries?
They
In the front?
park in the front, sometimes they park in the back, it's early in the morning. So just what they've been doing already.
Okay. Municipal services doesn't have an unreasonable adverse impact on municipal services. Matt? Yep. Water quality. I don't think it's It's existing.
Yeah.
Groundwater, again, existing. Air quality,
Yeah, nothing.
existing. Water supply, met. Soil and erosion control, not applicable. Sewage disposal, met.
Yeah.
Scenic impacts,
I'm sorry?
scenic impacts.
Nothing.
I'll
It's
walking
gonna be
up and down the street.
upgraded from what's
Yeah, I
existing.
think
and-
it is gonna be
so-
better.
Yeah, I think it'll improve the look versus going the other way. As long as Rick doesn't have a paintbrush.
Noise. What are your hours of opening?
4 to midnight,
4 to midnight?
7 days a week?
7 days a week.
You've got an alcohol license, right?
I do.
Yep. You have plans to limit no unreasonable noise in the,
Yes, of course.
you're not located in the floodplain, are you?
I am not.
You did meet adequate technical and financial capacity?
I did, and I provided a letter from the bank stating that there are funds available to complete this project.
And I don't think there's any special regulations that cover what you're doing except for
So,
the alcohol license
Yeah. And that gets reviewed every year.
by the select board.
Correct.
okay.
May I ask, are there going to be any changes since you're having a greater capacity? Any changes in your trash output or removal? You're going
I
to
mean, I
maintain the
have-
same system?
Yeah, I have plenty of dumpsters and stuff set up.
Thank you.
Where are my notes? Bear with me 1 second, please. We gotta make sure it makes the land use code. Setbacks adequate?
Yeah.
Is it non-conforming lot, non-conforming? No.
I don't think so.
Bear with me 1 second.
This is
All right, maximum front and setback requirements.
Well, it should be grandfathered.
It does meet the
Yeah.
maximum front setback requirements. Facade, length of facade uninterrupted by windows or existing openings exceeding 15 feet are prohibited. It already has, it's
Yeah.
existing.
No projection,
Projections existing.
no open area for a street wall.
No open area for street wall. You're using existing parkings. Is it a corner lot?
No.
No, it's not.
That isn't, between the two of them, that is not a public way.
No, it's not a street now.
All right. Landscaping and sidewalks. Sidewalks are there. You said you're gonna do some lanes, put some boxes, I think,
Yeah.
do a fix.
Good.
Is there anything else I missed?
No, it's-
No, that's the last
The
Now I gotta write
condition.
it up.
Yeah, yeah. Not in the shoreline.
You wanna do the motion, Dan?
Yep, I'm gonna get to the yellow page.
Are we going to include the condition that he bring in the names of
Yep.
the abutters?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so I'll make a motion to tentatively approve the project as presented and submitted, conditional upon the applicant submitting evidence that the abutters were notified with their names on it, with the addresses,
And his father's also,
and his letter from his partner at Bridgton House of Pizza that he's okay with the project, but withhold final judgment pending review of the findings of facts and conclusions of law.
Second.
seconded by Ken. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Did you get all that?
You okay, Laura Lee?
I'm good.
Gotta make sure, you know,
I think
you're good.
she's gonna be better than we are on all of these things.
So I do have a quick question, just to be clear. So can I start doing this tomorrow?
So, well, I'll let you answer that. Or do you want me to answer it?
You can answer it.
So, what we as a board can tell you is no, because you have to wait for the findings of facts, partly due to the fact that we need to make sure that everything is in there. Can you do some work? You're doing it at your own risk. If we find something going through the review that isn't met, then you might have to change something. So, we can't tell you, yeah, go ahead, you're free and clear to do whatever you want. We're just telling you, if you do any work, you're doing it at your own risk pending the final decision. Something might have to change, and I can give you a classic example. You saw me recuse myself earlier and go up. I got an approval, but we have to change something. So there's always that possibility, but
So I have to show up to the next meeting with the abutters. Is that?
No, I think.
not at the next meeting. We would need that as soon as you can get
Oh,
that.
so tomorrow?
Yeah,
soon
if
as
you can
you
get
have
that
it.
tomorrow with that other letter, get that in as quick as you can.
Okay.
And the other stuff, you know,
We having a workshop in 2 weeks?
We will be having a workshop because we got
We
L2
could
and
probably have
L3.
those ready for that night if you want.
okay.
Okay.
So you could be, we could get them approved in 2 weeks if you wanted, because it's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On to the next thing.
Yeah.
Voodoo Holdings. Or is the applicant here?
Yes.
Michael Boudou, 656 North High Street, Bridgton.
Does anybody need to recluse themselves for this appointment? No. Is the application complete?
Yeah,
Yes,
I would
Kathy.
say so.
On the abutter list that Ms. Day sent out, I have 13 lots essentially.
The other three were my properties,
Your
Boudou
properties, so there's
Holdings.
okay.
Yes, so when I
So-
asked Brenda, she said you didn't have to include yourself.
That was my question.
To mail it out,
Applicant
yes.
owns these other lots, because 9 notifications went out.
Correct.
That answers my question.
So Brenda, is that correct?
I thought we determined that there was 2 that he didn't notify
Correct.
Yeah. I thought
that
there
weren't
was-
himself, on the list I sent you.
I have the list that you emailed me.
Let me see if I can tell you who they are. I don't have the packet with me.
Right here. That's the list that you sent me.
Yep.
There's the return that I got through here.
32003 wasn't notified. 32002 wasn't notified, and 32004 wasn't notified.
Are those mine? Those are mine.
Are they listed under something different?
Voodoo Holdings. Yeah, there's these returns here.
I'm sorry.
By the way, can I have your name and your address?
Yeah, Michael Voodoo, 656 North High Street.
Thank you very much. When I looked at this in terms of being complete, there's a couple things that I saw. First were where there was three from the the CEO's letter or note, there was three properties that did not show notices were sent to them. That's number one. Number two, when I was looking at the extra drawings, there are some requirements for the site plan, and they're not included in the site plans, such as simple things as date and who it's made for, and setbacks, as well as the drawing covered the entire parcel of land, and it doesn't include all the land that the applicant owns. So the site plan drawing itself is incomplete.
There's three separate deeds for that, for the property up there. One is for 656 North High Street, one is for 19 Devon Terrace, and one is for 665 North High Street. So the site plan that we sent was for the 4.33 acres.
You, sir, if you had checked in the site plan review section in our ordinance, one of the requirements is that you have to include all property within 500 feet of what you're trying to do with the site plan, that it's owned by you.
I
You
did
did not
add,
do that.
I added those structures. I put the addresses in for,
I'm saying on your site plan review, you don't show those in your drawing.
So
Okay.
on this one, 1330 through 32.3, we have that listed as Lindsay. I'm not even gonna tell you the story. Lindsay.
Sir, I'm gonna make this real easy. I think we need to get some clarification on them, make sure that the notices were done. The way I see it right now, they're not, they haven't been done. What I would like to do, and I'd like you to take a look at the requirements for the map, for the site plan review, and have us provide us with a particular map that would cover the requirements within the code. What I'd like to do is call for a public hearing for you. And, because I think this should require a public hearing. And allow you at that public hearing to come back with the information that we require.
okay,
12 days prior.
What?
12 days prior.
12 days. I need to get one thing, so I think if we look at where we are right now, this is a question to the board. We have a workshop in 2 weeks, and the workshop, I don't think we should schedule anything for the workshop, because we got a lot of things going on with L2003, et cetera. I think we've got enough work cut out for us for that. What I'd like to do, because if we get behind on this stuff, we're never gonna get caught up, is have a special meeting on the 26th to cover the public hearing. And that also would give you you need 12 days to provide the information to us, so you have plenty of time to get that done.
okay. There's no structure change being done. This is an existing building that conforms and complies, all inside and outside. And I don't understand why that half this application is, I didn't even have to technically really fill it out. It's for marijuana use, caregiver use. I'm looking for a remodel permit for the inside of a structure that we're not even gonna be doing any structural work to. We're just gonna be putting inside petitions in.
I understand what you're saying. The code's very clear that what you're doing requires site plan review. and there's standards in site plan review that need to be reviewed. And that's what I'm asking you to help provide, and one of them is also proper notification to all your butters.
All right, I thought everybody had their
Well, I'm just-
notices
I'm-
here, so when I went on the website with Brenda,
You'll have to re-notify for the public hearing anyways, so whenever you have a public hearing, we have to re-notify all the abutters. So we'll just make sure that you get all of them covered this time.
well, I went off of your list and I mailed them out.
But this list, you don't have those three, and this one is that Lindsay lady.
What
Sorry,
address
I can't-
does she have?
You know what,
Yeah.
I think, unless the board disagrees with me, we don't have proper notification here. We're giving the applicant an opportunity to come back to us with all the notification done.
You just didn't have proper notification for the prior gentleman that was here. I have receipts that I did mail it out. Brenda gave me the list. I think I did look on when my wife did these, and people's information does not come up where their billing address is. And I think, like Dan mentioned earlier, if people purchase the properties, it doesn't update it on the town of Bridgton's website.
So can we meet on the 26th?
I can.
Can you, Dee?
I'm wondering why we need a public hearing,
That's what I'm trying to understand.
because there are no external changes at all, unless you believe that the impact is going to sufficiently change the situation.
I think if you already noticed, we've received some
One,
information from the abutters. I think that we should give this,
Which again, there's not one abutter that I've notified that's at this meeting.
please.
well, as a member of the board, I would comply with what the board decides, but I don't think we need a public hearing.
So, can I have a motion to have a public hearing on the 26th?
I'll make the motion for you.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in
I
favor?
think, well, just so you understand as
Yeah.
well, the public hearing protects both sides. Okay? That if there's something that we do or that you do, everybody is covered. And it kind of gets it so everybody knows what's going on with the project. Similar to, when we have anything of major development,
Well,
of
it's,
change from a restaurant to
Correct.
now an apartment complex.
well, it's
It-
6 units.
Or,
yes. Yeah, I
units. It just covers everybody, and it protects it,
Protects
so.
you.
Right,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is, you just mentioned that you got some notification from the butters, but there's not one here.
They don't necessarily have to
They don't have to
be
be here, they
here.
have to come to the public hearing.
Though, in those letters, I don't know if you've seen them or not.
I have not, Dan.
They are available to you on, I believe you come into Brenda to get them.
Okay.
I don't know if they're on, I don't think they're online, are they?
I don't think so.
No,
They're
I
in
think you
our
have to come in. But any public comments or things that are sent in, you have every right to look at,
Right,
as the applicant.
right, but I thought that with the abutters, that, how can somebody 3 or 4, 5, 8 miles away have any jurisdiction? That's like me going to say, hey, Dan, I don't think that you should build your projects up the street, and I live 8 miles away.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I thought my
but-
application was thorough with what we were looking for.
Yeah.
I talked to the fire chief. We went over the smoke detectors and whatnot. I have ample parking. The landscaping's not being disturbed, all the stuff
Yeah, I
that we
was
just went through.
more or less, yeah, I get what you're saying with that, with the public hearings. Anybody can come to them, people from other towns can.
Right. But I don't understand the impact that it would have on what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything structurally. I'm just putting inside petitions in.
You're adding 6
the
dwelling
space.
units to your.
Yeah, you're adding six.
And I'm taking away a 150-seat restaurant that was existing for over 30 years.
Yeah. But like Rolf said, when you're adding dwelling units, so it becomes more
Okay.
permanent. you know, versus the restaurant, like you said, yeah, it's
So
150 seats.
are we gonna do a site review, or like Mrs. Miller just said, she doesn't feel that there's one necessary, because we're
Well,
not,
we gotta do our motion right now.
okay, because we're not doing any
We
structural.
need to finish where we're at. So I have a motion, any more discussion on the motion?
No.
All those in favor of having a public hearing on the 26th, raise their hand. Opposed? Is that 4-0, 4-1?
May I ask a question as well?
Yep.
Has there been a change, Brenda, in the idea that more than, that 3 units constitute a subdivision?
This is different because it's, all one building. So
All right, so
check with that because
we
we've had
we
some back and
wouldn't have to
forth.
consider this
He
as a
doesn't, right.
subdivision. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. So, can we set them up at 5 o'clock on 26th? Or 5:15?
Question. Does he have to provide a more detailed map?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go over everything that we had already kinda talked about. That you still have to, we have to re-notify all the abutters. Anytime we call for a public hearing, they have to be notified, for the hearing itself. But at the same time, I think we've done this in the past, Rolf, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but have him kind of explain to us what's here.
Right.
Just a brief overview. We can bring up any of our concerns, so he knows what he's leaving with.
Yeah, so he knows exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
And one of the things, problems with the site plan, if you look at section 5, or Roman numeral 5, section 5, B, C, G, and K. And those should be in your plan. If you look also at your plan, you do have a drawing of your, the topographical should cover the entire space, but we can accept this as it is. You have property over here across,
Yeah,
which is where your septic system is.
correct, and I supplied you with the drawing of the septic.
I'd like to have that part of the site plan. The septic system, because that's something that we need. And by the way, simple things like the map being dated and who it's for, because it's the map that we're looking at. I don't know how old it is, and it wasn't drawn for you.
It's an existing sewer that
What?
it's our existing leach field that we're pumping into.
I understand that, I just need to see where it is.
Well, it shows you right here where it is. It shows you right off of Route 302 where it is. It shows you where the pump stations are. It shows you how many chambers there are. It shows
You're
you,
looking at the septic, I don't have the septic plan now.
I submitted them to Brenda. I gave her 15 copies of them.
We don't have it. We don't have it.
Well, Brenda, can we ask Brenda if she has them?
Well, when you come back from the hearing, bring it.
What other concerns do you folks have that I should be wondering on the 26th?
My biggest concern was the fact that we had to make sure that we have proper noticing.
Okay.
Is there a stipulation in the deed that access to the map 13 lot is assured because your wastewater on this particular project is not on the same lot? Therefore,
The whole thing goes across the street.
I realize
Yep.
that, but it has to be tied together because if you were to try to sell one or the other of them, it has to be somehow
Why would,
legally tied together. Otherwise, the future multifamily could be without.
yeah, but that's on a separate deed. That's on a 4.33 with 14 existing units on it. So,
Right, but there's gotta be something legally between the two pieces of the property that if you were to sell,
there's an easement that goes across the road.
Okay.
Right, so there's a
So that-
document associated.
Yeah.
yeah, so we'll need
Right.
that,
Yeah.
whatever that easement is,
Yeah,
that
it's a
shows.
right, it's not, it's just a right of way to
Yeah.
go across 302. And it's 2.5 inch force sewer main
Yeah,
that goes across the road. But in the deed then, that you have a copy of the deed, it should be right in the deed there.
they usually have a separate page for the easement language, and I don't see it in there. I see the deed information, like Exhibit A, the property situated at 656. And it talks about,
It is in there, it says,
It's in there.
Okay.
It's right there.
also conveying an easement for the right to install,
Page
maintain,
one.
and repair septic disposal area located on the northerly side of Route 302.
Page,
Page 1.
On my iPad, it says it's on page 43 of the application.
okay,
okay, yep.
thank you.
And also there's, on the road prior to us where my abutters are, my land goes past there, and in my deed, you can also read that years ago that we gave them a right of way to access Alvin-Pog Road to the cabins that are on the pond there
On the
as well.
backside there, yeah.
Correct.
All right,
One last question.
Yeah.
Sure.
What becomes of the existing hotel units? They're
The units, no, the units are still there. We use them as needed with rentals, but with COVID, obviously, everything slowed down.
Right.
And we're doing 30-day minimum stays there just to occupy and
Right.
keep the place
Okay,
occupied.
yeah, if that could be
Yep.
added in as part of the text, that would be useful.
Okay, absolutely.
Are the same restrictions or standards going to apply to the new units, 30-day minimum stay?
No, these are gonna be one-bedroom units, other than one that's gonna be an efficiency unit, correct.
And they're going to be more
Yeah,
long-term
long-term rentals,
domiciles.
correct,
Right.
long-term,
they have kitchen units.
correct.
Their kitchenettes, correct?
Kitchenettes,
Yeah.
yes.
And you may have already talked with the chief and Glenn.
I did.
Correct me if, I don't know what the code is on that part of it, but do we need to have the 2-hour burn between walls where they're adjoining apartments? Like, I know like,
Double
like when you're
5/8.
doing a common wall in an apartment building, or in like a condo, you have to have the double 5/8. And you
That's
have
what we're
that.
doing with
Okay.
Rockwell
All
in
right.
between, and all the smoke detectors and
Yeah,
those new
okay.
6 units. And
I'm just bringing stuff up just to make you
Yep.
aware of.
Yep, and they're
that.
gonna be all hardwired like he wanted.
Yep.
And I got, George, George, Helping Electric's gonna be doing the wiring.
Okay.
And he's already talked to the state official in Augusta for the permit
Okay.
to do the units, and he will be inspected, he said, from the state inspector.
That wasn't on your impact statement, though. That wasn't on your impact statement.
No, I don't think I put that.
So you did. So just, it's okay. Alrighty, that's next. Thank you.
I was just gonna say, he'll get a list from Brenda of everything
Yeah,
that
well-
we discussed.
I'll sit with Brenda and I'll make sure that we get the right list. How are you?
Good, how are you today?
I'm good. Your name?
Good evening, my name is Joshua Quint, I'm representing Canuvo, a property at 152 Portland Road here in Bridgton. We are applying for an adult use cannabis manufacturing license, which is a tier category of adult use cannabis license that allows us to manufacture goods as well as package goods that we purchase wholesale and then sell on to adult use retail stores. So for our proposed application, we are looking to do, we're looking to make topical products, so creams that are infused with cannabis, as well as potentially pre-rolled joints, and also be able to package wholesale flower or products that we purchase from other companies. I want to be very, very clear up front, partly for the fire chief's peace of mind and for yours as well. So while a manufacturing license encompasses extraction, which is what most of the kind of requirements and standards in the Bridgton review is about concerning a manufacturing license, we are not doing any extraction. We're certainly not doing inherently hazardous substance extraction, which would be flammable chemicals and things like that. That is not part of what we're applying for. We don't have approval for that from the state. We're not trying to get approval for that from the state. We're not asking to do that here. This is about making, again, topical products for us and then the convenience of the kind of wholesale rules within the adult use cannabis program.
So you're doing light assembly? Okay.
Essentially, yeah. I mean, we're talking about taking, a base cream and then adding cannabis extract to it that is extracted by another company, different location, and like mixing them together with a tabletop mixer and then filling them into small tubes. It's very, very low tech.
As we start reviewing this application, is the application complete?
I think it is substantially complete, yes.
Does anybody have to recluse themselves? Okay. Now, Dee, you had a question?
I just have a procedural question. You're applying for a license to do this, but this board doesn't give licenses. Isn't that something that the select board does? So you're moving from one type of use to another, and that's what you're applying for here.
Any new or change to a cannabis license requires
yes.
full site plan review,
Yes.
which happens through this.
For use, but this board cannot issue the license.
He's not asking us to
He's not
issue a
asking for a license.
Well, I just wanted to make it clear,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
because he said he was applying for a license, and I wanted to make clear that this board does not issue licenses.
You've applied to the state and you have an application in with us, with the town, correct?
Yeah, both.
With Brenda.
Yes, the The way it works for the adult use program is a 3-step process. So you apply to the state, they do an initial review, and you get a conditional approval, which is part of what's required by this board for us to come and seek this approval. We have gone through this process on 3 other license categories with the state and this town. And my understanding of the way that it has worked in the past is that this board has done the review of the application, which has then been,
Right,
approved.
of the use of the building in this way. And then having this approval, then you get the license. Right?
Yes, yeah, the
But
municipal.
not from this board. That's all I wanted to make
Sure.
sure you knew.
Okay.
I know you know this, but I wanted the public to know what the procedure was.
Absolutely.
Do we think that we need a public hearing for this?
I don't.
No.
Okay? That's simple.
It's not public facing, there's no change to the facility, there's no signage, it doesn't interact with the public in any way. This is literally us designating, 2 offices that are already constructed within the building, putting extra locks on them so that they're a separate area, and then, moving in a couple tables and stainless steel bowls and things.
I'm just going to say, 1 second. I would like you to give us a fairly detailed exactly what's going to go on in those offices.
Sure.
The SOP in them, because when we're talking about an adult-use manufacturing facility, if I hear about that, there can be all kinds of ideas on exactly what that means.
Sure.
And I think it's really important that the board understands, and when we make our finding, that we understand exactly what you're doing with this particular
Absolutely,
license.
absolutely. So there are
Please.
3 things that we're attempting to do. The first is make topical infused cannabis products. So that involves taking a base skin cream and then infusing it with a cannabis extract that another company has extracted. You get a lab test on that cannabis extract that tells you how potent it is, how much is there, which then lets you formulate your math for how much you put in, so many doses, so that you have a consistent product across a batch. You make the batch, it gets packaged up into small tubes, and then once the batch is done, it gets sent out for testing again to confirm that the batch is consistent across itself and for accurate labeling purposes.
How many people are involved in the manufacturing process?
2.
2. How many units are you making per day?
Well, we're not making any right now, but our hope would,
What your
Sure.
intention is,
our hope would be a couple hundred units a day, but it's not something that would be churning 7 days a week. This is something that we want to do to be able to supply our own store, and then if that works well, then we'd potentially be able to wholesale, or not potentially, we would be able to wholesale it as well from this license
is it
category.
an automated line or is it a manual line?
Manual.
2 people.
Well, it could be 2 people and it could be fully automated.
Right. Yeah, but I think in
There's
the
not.
beginning, you would mention something about basically mixing it in
It's
stainless steel bowls.
a
Yeah.
tabletop mixer, and the only piece of machinery is a mechanical expressor to fill the little tubes.
You also said that you're going to pre-rolling joints.
Yes, so the topicals is the first kind of category or thing that we would be producing out of this. The second is pre-rolled joints, which is basically taking the flower that we grow. It's been fully harvested, dried, and cured, and then our cultivation license has to sell that flower to the proposed manufacturing license, pay excise tax to the state on that transaction. Manufacturing license takes possession of the flower, grinds it up, and fills it in manually into little cones or pre-rolled papers.
By the way, in your license application, at least from what I know, joints are inhaled, and you said you didn't have, there was no inhaled product that you were doing.
Okay, I apologize. That must have been an oversight.
Oh, I'm just telling you that,
yeah.
that I saw it, and I said, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, that's an oversight. I may have been thinking about it in the mindset of the manufacturing license doesn't sell anything to consumers. It's only a wholesale step in the process, and so it sells on to retail stores, who are then actually selling the products to people. But I can certainly amend the application to accurately reflect that.
What is the amount of, is there a lot of waste involved in this?
In the pre-rolled joint manufacturing, or?
Or both of them? I can't
No.
imagine there's a lot of waste in a pre-rolled joint.
There's not. The pre-rolled joint is in and of itself a product that's designed to have less waste in the industry. You're taking the flour that doesn't either look as nice or that doesn't weigh up perfectly to the incremental amounts that you can sell at, and so you find another way to make a product out of it. So the waste is by design very minimal.
On the other line?
On the topicals, I mean, the product sizes are, an ounce of the cream at a time. They're relatively small, and so.
What are you putting in? Is it going into a tube or into a jar?
Into a tube. It's a little squeeze tube, like a
It's a
travel
plastic tube?
toothpaste, basically. I'm sorry?
It will be a plastic tube?
Yes, a plastic tube.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. When you're making the pre-rolled, you're grinding up the flour
Yep.
product. Any provision that has to be made for dust?
Generally, no. It's being ground in a kind of sealed container, and so it doesn't kick up everywhere. But we do have a small, fume hood is way too generous of a term, a small kind of capture space that we can do this in if it's a problem, but we've not had an issue with any dust coming off of this process.
And connected with that, do you need to add any air filtration technology to these rooms? Because they're offices, so they've been cut off from your regular filtration.
That is true. The offices do have windows, and we've made joints before in the medical program. We can also make joints under the adult use cultivation license. It's not a process that produces a lot of dust or debris in the air, and certainly the cream doesn't produce any.
Will this area be hooked up to your general filtration system?
We had not planned on it, but it's easy enough for us to add a small air filtration setup into these two offices.
Dan?
I'm good.
Kathy?
Good.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm just concerned because, does this license have a limit of product? In other words, you can make these things, you're talking about a manual production line, but you can make the same products in much greater quantity with an automated line. So I know that there are tiers that are built into the legislation in other areas.
Cultivation.
Well, you did the building, so, but is there some kind of cutoff that, so that this license for a manual line could not best become an automated line?
There is
For thousands of units.
There is no such requirement. That is certainly not our plan, but there is no such
All right,
requirement.
So what you're saying is, well, you're only using 2 rooms of your building.
That's correct.
Yes, and so if you had to go to a much greater production capacity, you would have to increase your building use, and then
Yeah.
you would have to come back to the planning board for that. Even though the license might be the same, the use of your building would be.
Could change, right, if we were.
Right, so if you were to move away from this relatively small home kitchen
Yeah.
stuff, there would be maybe
Sure.
no change in the license, but there would be change in the use of the building, and you would bring you back here.
To be honest, Ms. Miller, I don't think there's anything in either the town ordinance or the state law that would require us to come back if we change the equipment to more
Well,
efficiently make the same types of
I-
products
I
under this license
think-
category.
I think I would like to figure out a way that we would know if you were to switch from your manual line to an automated line of many, many, many more products.
That's legal.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that.
Well,
really-
he's-
I don't mind
Every
communicating
time
with
he
you guys,
changes,
but
every time he changes the use of the
But
building.
that's not a change of use, going
No,
from manual
it's
to
not.
automation. I mean, that's like saying like a ski shop that sharpens
Okay,
skis. Years ago,
okay,
they
that's-
did it with a
that's-
hand thing, and now they do it on a machine.
That's just what I'm asking.
Yeah.
All right, and Brenda's shaking her head. So, you know,
Can
Brenda,
somebody fill me in
when Brenda
exactly what
shakes
the
her
shaking
head, you
head
know,
means?
everything's falling into
See the
place in
green,
there.
they don't
All
have to go
right,
back.
so what we're
They
looking
change
at
from manual
then
to automated.
is
Yeah.
this
I-
kind of manufacturing, but it could, under other circumstances, be expanded beyond this application.
If,
Is that correct?
He may have to come back to the planning board if he was planning on expanding to more of the building.
That's what I'm asking. So-
That's what I was gonna
all right.
say.
Yeah.
We can do that.
But
We
not
can do that. All right,
production.
that's what I was,
as long as the activity is confined to the 2 rooms,
right.
That
That's all
he's
I wanted,
planning
all I
for.
wanted to know.
once an approval is made, he can do whatever he wants in those 2 rooms to manufacture.
Well, let's hope he sticks to this.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
yes.
whatever is covered underneath the license.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for inherently hazardous extraction,
Except
which I just
for
want to be
extraction.
Right,
super
yeah, you're
clear
not
about for.
extracting it.
That's okay, because we're gonna say, no, you can't do it anyway.
Perfect, all good.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure of that because I didn't know where the lines were.
Yeah.
And Brenda does, and she told us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I understand the creams. It was the flour that threw me off. I thought you were cooking. You were grinding.
You know,
Gotcha.
We have many euphemisms in our industry.
A flour, this kind of flour.
Yes.
Okay,
Well, it is that kind, well, anyway.
right.
DPW asked, what's the impact on the waste discharge?
There's no additional water or electricity use. There's no change in anything going into our septic system. We have the required metal-topped locking dumpster that this town requires for cannabis waste, which we had to get custom-made, and stays locked at all times, and so all the waste will be going through that procedure. Additionally, any adult use cannabis license waste must be rendered inert before it goes into the trash can.
Right.
So basically, you have to mix it with something else so that somebody
Each-
couldn't dumpster dive and pull something out that they could then become intoxicated by.
By the way, does that facility you're in comply with ADA?
Every time I've asked and every time I've looked into it, yes. We have several different entrances that are wheelchair compliant, an automated door opener, and bathrooms that are all at ground level. Doorways, hallways, and other things like that are something we check regularly when we're, setting up the facility. But
Just checking.
yeah,
Chief, are you okay with this? Thank you. By the way, in your license applications again, you got 2 different operating hours.
do I? Okay.
You've got
Also a
9 to
mistake.
5, you got 9 to 5 and 8 to 6. 8 to 6 on one app, 9 to 5 on the other app.
Okay, that is certainly my mistake. 9 to 5 is accurate. The state has a different set of interpretations for your operating hours. They
Well,
require.
I'm just
Yeah, it was
pointing it out. I
my,
looked at it, I go, what's that mean?
certainly my mistake.
On his license, is that what you were explaining? One on your license has different operating hours?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Because, yeah, gotcha.
Anything else that we need to talk about here before we go into deliberations? Let's go into deliberations. All righty. Does the proposed use general review criteria? Does the proposed use or uses or any structures associated with or devoted to such use are allowed within the land use? The answer is yes. Complies with town ordinances and the comprehensive plan? Yes?
Yes.
Preservation and enhancement of the landscape is an existing building.
Existing.
Relationships to a surrounding, again, existing inside. Vehicular and pedestrian traffic,
Existing.
no additional, you're not
No public traffic,
and
no additional truck
are you
traffic.
using existing employees to,
Yep.
again, no traffic circulation, we already had that discussion, or something else.
Yeah, something else.
Parking,
I'd say there's sufficient
Existing.
parking there.
Yeah.
surface water drainage,
Existing.
Existing.
unapplicable. Inside, impervious surface, unapplicable. Public utilities, no adverse effect. Advertising, no advertising about this.
You're not going to include these new products in any signage?
The manufacturing license isn't public facing, can only sell products wholesale to retail licenses. So once we make the products and sell them to our own retail license, the store that's the adult use store that's up front, that store can then advertise the product, but we don't advertise
but they
products
won't.
on the outside of the building anyway, since that's also prohibited here.
Special features of the development. Ken, do you want to have the filtrations involved in the two offices?
Is this the place for it, or is there an air?
We do have air quality too. Do you want an air quality or?
Yeah, we'll do 14 for
All right.
I will,
it, or number 14.
Exterior lighting, non-applicable, is
No
existing.
change in that.
Emergency vehicle, existing. Municipal services, existing. Water quality. I think it's existing, but you're good.
Yeah.
Groundwater quality, existing. Air quality.
Yeah, air quality. Would the board accept a condition that this area that's going to be used for the manufacturing be connected to the overall air filtration system in the building?
spatially, that's a little difficult. I can certainly understand having some filtration or purification equipment in the two rooms. That's
Okay.
easy enough for us to do. Connecting it to
All right,
the-
so it's easier to add something to this area.
Yes.
Okay, then would the board accept a condition that a filtration system be added to this area, sufficient for this area?
I just don't know if we have to make that a condition, because he explained to us that there is no odors or anything coming out of it. All the grinding of the
Grinding
flour.
isn't being done there, is it?
Yeah, the grinding of the
but it's
flour
in a
will be done in a sealed container. So basically, if you wanna call it like, you know, when you're making your drinks at camp, you put it in a blender. and it's got a cap on it.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna grind it up more or less.
Effectively, yeah.
Yeah. So I
You're
just
thinking of
don't.
vacation, aren't you?
Huh?
You're just thinking of vacation.
Yeah, we're getting close to springtime.
Yes. And
I just think, and even like with the creams, it's gonna be in a bowl.
But the product
So-
is open going into the bowl.
Understood, so you don't think it's
I don't think
required?
it's required.
But the oil's not gonna fly around for the making of the creams.
Hand cream.
Well, some creams smell pretty strong. That,
The odor requirements are at the property boundary. We certainly make every effort to, add some proper air filtration equipment into the two offices. We're not exhausting this air to the outside. It's not going to affect anyone surrounding us. We've made tremendous effort to kind of keep a low profile, as they say, on the
Yeah.
smell side of things.
yeah, I'm sure you have. I'm just concerned, since this is going to be an enclosed space, that proper air movement or filtration is present.
Absolutely, and we have a number of kind of different sized, HEPA and MERV are two different filtration standards, but air filters that we use throughout the facility, and it's easy enough for us to move one of those into each of these rooms. Or at least into the room that the grinding will be done in, for example.
But,
Yeah, so we can just put in the condition, I guess, with just portable air.
Yeah, it's not a huge burden, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
okay, that's fine.
So what do you want it to be?
All right.
That a portable air filtration system be added to
To the room where grinding may
where
occur.
the grinding takes place. Do we have to vote on the conditions?
Not yet.
No, we go, before we make our overall motion. Okay. Water supply is met. Soils and erosion not outdoor. Sewage disposal, met. Scenic impacts,
Matt.
it's all existing.
Yeah.
Noise, no noise in this, take it.
No, sir, the grinder is the loudest piece, and it's quieter than a commercial blender would be on your countertop, and it's inside the warehouse, so.
Location of the floodplain, no. Adequate technical and financial capacity, yes.
Okay.
And special regulations, this case is, the
State licenses.
state and the town license.
Yep.
Right?
Okay.
Which he included in his application. As far as whether it meets the land we use, it's all existing.
It's all, yeah.
Yes, Dee?
I was wondering if you could, here I have a plan view that you included in the packet. Can you identify the two rooms that are going to be used?
Absolutely, yes. I think there's another sheet that has.
Oh, well, I
also
don't
that
know,
with-
because they're not labeled. Find some way. You don't have to do it here.
It's very small.
I understand. I would like him to, may I suggest a condition then? You don't have to do that then, this. Find another plan, but I'd like that to be filed with the code officer or put in the application, the two rooms that are going to be used. And then I would like a condition that,
I know what it looks like.
the activity, that any expanded use beyond these two rooms, they would come back to the planning board, as Brenda already has suggested. I just want to put this in.
I don't think we can put that as a condition, though.
Yeah?
That's like with anybody expanding, so that would be automatic. So
Yeah, it's an automatic.
Anybody expanding would have to
All
do
right, so
that.
long as that's understood.
Yeah.
My concern is that, not that you would do things, but that this could grow and become a mechanical line with thousands of products without any further review. And I want to make sure that there is going to be review, and Brenda says there must be review, so, okay. But I want that noted in the minutes.
It would be expansion of, other than those 2 rooms.
Right.
So if you wanted to take another 5,000 feet of another piece, you'd have to come back.
Yes, I'd like to have that included in the
But
minutes.
that is.
It's already part of our ordinance.
That's part
I
of our
know it
ordinance.
is, but I'd
Yeah.
just like to have that stated.
In our minutes.
Yes,
What,
and on the record, thank you.
excuse me, one thing I would like to see is I'd like to see the map where you had A, B, C, D, and the E, I think, the one that you just showed me.
Sure, yeah, this is
I'd
in,
like you to include in the building today, what is happening in the areas and what's empty.
okay,
You know, we're just, because when I was talking to the CEO, I was asking, we were trying to figure out where it is and how much space it takes. And we said, we have no idea what's going on exactly in the building. So if you don't mind providing us what's
sure.
going,
Building section descriptions, right?
Yes,
What's-
please.
What each space is and what it's being used for,
and
certainly.
that goes along with what Dee's asking, because
Yeah, thank you.
then we have a blueprint.
Sure,
Is
okay,
that okay?
totally fine.
Okay.
We've got,
Okay.
this will be the 4th different license that we have to come before you guys to get renewed. The other 3 are all luckily at the same time, so they're not all separate meetings, but the middle of July, I'll be coming back to walk you guys through each of the other 3 license categories for renewal.
I can hardly wait.
Me too.
So look, we can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll be here.
I don't think we need to go over the building codes, it's all inside an existing building.
Correct.
Do we agree with that?
Yes.
So we have a condition of a portable air filter.
The only question I have for you, just for procedural wise, do we have to go over the additional review criteria for marijuana manufacturing facilities?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Sorry, Dan. That's why you're supposed to rein me in.
I don't know if we have to do the one above it, though. That was my question.
What
So
page are
that,
you on, by the way?
I'm just actually underneath the shortcut thing that Brenda made.
Right,
Along with
right here.
everything else.
Page 9 of 16.
Yes, I'll show you.
That's good. I'm getting it eventually.
We have 2 sections that, when Brenda created it. There's one for marijuana, setback from sensitive uses and all that, security impact, which is all existing. But then there's this one here, which is the additional review criteria for marijuana manufacturing.
Let me see that.
And it's quicker to do it off of that.
Yeah.
Criteria.
That's why it's so nice having
Yeah,
that thing that
it's,
Brenda created.
just get that cheat sheet.
That is working.
Oh, it
Yeah.
does, trust me.
Well, the additional review criteria for manufacturing
Just too much. My
facilities
brain can't handle it.
That's it right there.
says acquire and maintain a good working order of marijuana extraction equipment, which is certified by an engineer to be safe for marijuana extraction. I would say applicant states that no marijuana extraction will be taking place under
Right.
this license.
Yep.
Right,
Yep.
It's mainly extraction oriented.
that's what it all
it
is.
is.
Yeah. See if there's
And
any,
and that covers both of those.
yeah,
It's all, I remember reading this too.
yeah, it's all
Pretty much down to.
extraction. Except for the ventilation system, it does mention that separately.
For,
E.
include ventilation systems that mitigate noxious gases and/or other fumes used to create as part of the manufacturing or extraction process.
Which we've covered. Yeah.
Well,
And we
we
won't
have,
be
but we
producing
can
it,
say
yeah.
that
That's,
existing, that we've requested a portable
right,
air exchange.
yes. And you comply with all building codes, electrical codes, fire codes,
That's all existing.
that's all.
It's all existing.
Okay.
Thank you, Dan.
There we go. Okay.
So I'm going to have a motion that we meet the criteria that we're going to have under air quality.
Yeah, I've got it all here if you want me to do your
Yeah,
yellow
Sure.
page for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to us. Okay.
All right, I make a motion to tentatively.
One second.
Is your request for a plan, a location plan, what's going on in the building?
Oh, that's
a condition,
Yeah, that's
I
it.
want that as a condition.
so we want to add that one.
And is that coming to me, or is he coming back with it?
What, you can come back with it.
Come back here?
He doesn't have to come back to us, he can
No.
submit
You
it
can
to
give it
Brenda.
to, just give it to Brenda,
And I
Yeah,
can just have to.
So
and
there's,
make it part of the record, that's all.
yeah, okay.
That way we can always pull it out,
Including
we
the
got it.
2 rooms.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. I wanted a cream room. You don't have to show me.
No, just for your edification, right, I'll include it as well in the description.
Oh,
but
I
just-
Yeah.
feel honored.
Yeah. He's edifying us.
Okay.
So we have,
No, you,
all
yeah.
right, so I'll make a motion to tentatively approve the project as presented and submitted conditional upon the applicant providing portable air filtration when manufacturing is in process in the 2 rooms indicated on the plan. And a second condition of a location map of the building identifying the 2 rooms and the other areas by an ABCD format of what each location is.
Okay. And-
But withhold final judgment pending
Oh, right,
review
still
of the
going.
findings of fact and conclusions of law.
Okay,
is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor, raise their hand. 5-0.
Thank you,
Good luck.
thank you.
I was wondering what you were doing.
Yeah.
Here. Next
Need a
one up.
water break or bathroom?
Yeah, I was gonna just jump in front of you before you said that. I was gonna make a motion that we take a,
Please, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
10 minutes. All right. Saint Germain, good stuff. Does anybody have to recluse themselves for this? Is the application complete? Yes.
There's a signature for the agent, but no listing of the agent's name.
I noticed that too. And there's another problem here,
Oh.
in standing. I'm looking at the lease for the deed on the property.
What number is that?
It's
And he's got it all 14 sections.
page 4, section 4.
Section 4?
It says the property is owned by Storemaster Funding Incorporated, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
How is, you do not show in any way how Storemaster Funding is connected to Pit Stop. You show the applicant as Pit Stop.
It's a,
You need,
Go
I'm,
up. He's gotta go up to the mic first.
yeah, you gotta go to the mic and talk, but I'm
We'll
just,
provide that.
I'm just saying, I have to have a chain of evidence that says that that you have standing here, and I'm looking at this and I see the owner of the property, somebody completely different. I mean, the person that conveyed it, Stone Road Energy, does show was working with Pit Stop, but Stone Master Funding does not.
Yeah. My understanding is that there is a corporate relationship and that we provide some documentation to you as, with the next submittal. But it's a, like a holding company for,
I get it.
yeah.
I understand it. I mean, I can look at the application and say, oh, this is what it is. But if I'm sitting here looking at what evidence would say it is,
Sure.
I don't have anything that says it,
Absolutely.
all right?
And then one clarification on you mentioned there's a signature on the agent authorization. We're not being authorized as an agent to act on our client's behalf. The client is here, and so that was just a...
Well, the client inside, we have no idea who is here. Because you know what? This is Dennis Sullivan.
Right, and then that
looking-
sign on the,
I'm looking at his signature and I'm just guessing what the heck it is.
but the,
All right,
oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll clarify that.
okay.
So it's, then-
But there's another thing I'd like to talk about relative to this application. I think that for us to do this fairly and to make sure that we cover all bases, that we hold a public hearing for this. Based upon the history of what's going on with that lot, when we did the propane tank there, I think it's important that we continue and have a public hearing on this, so everybody that's potentially involved can be here and have their say. All right, I just think that's fair. And when I look at all the documents from the last time we went through this, I think that we need to make sure that we are very detail-oriented as we go through and make this decision. Yes,
and therefore I move that we have a public hearing
on the 26th.
on the 26th of this month, April, at 5.
Two public
No,
hearings?
at the conclusion of the public hearing for,
Just do them all at 5 PM.
okay, we'll do 5 p.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I always had that issue if we put a specific time on it.
Well, I was
say
gonna
6
say at the
o'clock.
end, at the end of the
Yeah.
other public hearing,
Yeah.
so we know who's going first.
Okay, so moved and seconded.
Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye, or raise your hand, sorry. So what I would ask you to do is prepare to come back.
Sure.
We're gonna ask you to give a presentation at the start of the public hearing. Then take comments from people for and from people opposed, and then we'll take comments from the board.
So is this gentleman the agent that's...
No, I think you're the agent here, right? You're the one that signed the application.
Yeah, he's the applicant.
So you will be doing the talking?
No, this is part of their team. If you look at the technical expertise in the application, these guys are included.
Right, it's just typically the term authorized agent means that we'd be able to sign applications on our client's behalf, and that we don't need to do that, the client
The
can
client's
sign.
here.
But we're here to provide technical information in cooperation
Oh,
with the
okay.
client. Is there information that you are looking for tonight, or have, do you want?
What I would prefer on this particular one is that we initiate the review process at the start of the public hearing.
Okay,
Okay.
so we give the presentation.
I'm gonna ask you to give a presentation.
Yeah,
To go through everything.
okay,
So, in my mind, what that does, is that enables anybody that has any interest in this particular application has a chance to be in the meeting when the presentation is made.
sure.
Okay?
That's fine, so we do the presentation, and then there'll be a public comment
Be
period?
public comment period.
Yes.
Sure.
And then board, if we have any questions, et cetera, or whatever.
Sure.
Do we have any questions now through the board?
What I would say, just to keep with procedure of how we always do this when we call for a public hearing where the applicant's here and the technical people, just kind of give us that, like, how we always do it, like just a 5-minute quick overview of what you're doing down there.
Right.
For people that are currently here, and that gives us a little bit of information as well.
Sure.
Obviously, we have everything right in front of us, but sometimes when it's explained, it gives you guys the opportunity
I
to
mean,
talk
you're
to
here.
us.
Yeah, we're here.
You're on the clock, so.
We could do the abbreviated version, And it would also be helpful in terms of if any particular questions come up, or,
Right.
hey, you include this, then we'll have a chance to get that in to the board before the next
Okay.
meeting.
Right.
That's fine by me, we can
That's
do
good.
that, so
Let's
go
do
ahead.
that.
Okay, all right. Starting off, Patrick Coughlin, the Saint Germain, 846 Main Street in Westbrook. Jonathan Malloy is also with us, and he's the engineer that stamps all the plans and has done the design. And Dennis Sullivan from the various entities involved, which we'll clarify.
You might want to take that first slide you just hit,
Yep,
go back one. Owners and developers, make sure we get stone funding
yep,
involved there. And I know you've got a Texas connection too, so.
yeah, that's fine. We'll clarify that. Oversight on our part, I apologize. So the site's located on 302, between 302 and Long Lake, at the beginning of Raspberry Lane. Here's a blow-up showing the approximate tax map, parcel location. There's a overview you can see on Google Earth of the site. What you're not seeing is there's a fair amount of topographical relief. Let's see if I can make this. Hey, look at that, fancy. So trucks enter here off of Raspberry. They circulate around, coming up a fairly steep hill, come around to the propane tank where they can either offload or load depending on the vehicle. And then there's a parking area here for both propane and fuel oil trucks, and then some storage areas around the site, and then exit down the hill back out Raspberry.
And, excuse me, where will the new tanks go?
So the new tanks will go right up here. And I've got some other drawings to show you that more
Okay.
specifically. So here's just a picture of the site. So this is the area up here where the new tanks will go. There's the existing 18,000 gallon propane tank and storage area over to the side.
You say 18,000 gallons?
Yeah, I think I may have said 30 at one point in the application, but 18 is the existing
I
size.
think it's at 15.
Shouldn't,
It's okay, go ahead.
yeah, all right. And then this is the view of the existing parking area where fuel oil trucks and propane bobtail trucks are parked. And then remind me what's in the little Quonset
Parts.
parts storage. And then in the back here are the empty tanks that are staged for installation, should approval be granted. This is just a quick zoning map. We're in the outer corridor district along 302. The site there, surrounded on the other side, we have the rural neighborhood district up the road. So the reason for this change is the folks, the fuel oil trucks, the home heating oil, are parked at this location for many years. 10 plus years. The tanks that they were getting the fuel from were at the Nerea Irving station up the road. And then they didn't want them on that site. They wanted to use that space for something else. So they said, hey, take your tanks back. And so Pit Stop said, all right, well, we've got room on our site. Let's move them and install them there. So that's why we're kind of coming back and saying it's an amendment to the site plan. It's similar use, but it's, instead of liquid propane, it's fuel oil. And then there are some details that we have to, lots of details we have to do, but I'll give you a quick overview of that. So this was the site where the tanks were. You can see here is the gas station canopy and the convenience store, and then the tanks were out back. And then there's a blow up of that. You can see the two tanks. There is I believe it was a concrete containment dike, secondary containment dike around the tanks. Then this area where the trucks would come and load, or loading rack for the fuel. And so those tanks were removed and cleaned and are staged for installation. So moving those 2 tanks from the Noria Irving Station down to the site. The installation from a construction standpoint involves creating a secondary containment dike. It would be a concrete dike. And the tanks would sit inside there along with the piping. There'd be a loading rack associated with that for loading the trucks, and then piping that, to allow that all to happen. So currently the drivers get there in the morning. Or previously when the tanks were there, they would start the vehicles, drive up to Noria, fill up, and then go deliver heating oil to homes and businesses throughout Bridgton and the area. So this just saves them one trip. They are already be on site. They can fill up and then go out, make the deliveries, and come back to the site. Here's the overview of the site plan. So it kind of mirrors the aerial photo showed you. Truck circulation around this center island where the propane tanks are. There's an elevated area where we're going to put the new tanks. What's that?
We're going to push the berm back.
Oh, all right. Well, I stand corrected. My engineer said we're going to push that berm back a little bit, so it'll be at that same level. So trucks will come in instead of the circulation here where they load for propane. They come around here, and the fuel oil trucks would load at this loading rack, and then go off to make the deliveries from there. And then there's a little more of a blow up of that. The other thing, I believe I have a picture of it. There's a empty propane cylinders that folks have at their houses, camps, are stored on site on a very small concrete pad, and we're going to expand that concrete pad, give them some more storage room so those can be stored in advance of being sent out to other customers' houses. Where, in addition to planning board review, this facility and this action is subject to numerous state and federal regulatory agencies. The state fire marshal permits the fuel storage tanks, so the above-ground storage tank, there's an application that we have to put together that goes through to the design of those tanks, ensuring that it meets all the appropriate NFPA standards for those tanks, for both the design and the installation. DEP enforces the laws for both for reporting the amount of for reporting and remediating any spills associated with petroleum facilities. Maine Emergency Management Agency manages the Tier 2 chemical inventory reporting, which allows Chief Garland to get information and other towns about what is stored at this facility from an emergency planning standpoint. EPA is the one that has the most control, if you will, on the fuel oil side. They administer the spill prevention, control, and countermeasure regulations, otherwise known as the SPCC. So you may have heard of an SPCC plan, which this facility will have for the fuel oil, and likely had one for the Noria site. Maine Fuel Board they were the ones who approved the propane tank, and then they also have an ongoing enforcement role for all propane facilities in the state. And then all the fire codes that we're designing to are controlled by NFPA, who's constantly updating them with new information. And that's primarily it. We have some other information, pictures and such of the facility. Here's a close-up of the area where the tanks will roughly be. We're going to be pushing back that bank a little bit. And then this is the existing concrete pad where you see that some of those propane storage tanks are. So we're going to be reorienting, probably just break that up and pour a new one. That'll be a larger one right along the side that allow better access for trucks. That's it. I welcome any questions if you have at this time, or if there's other information that you would like to see for the public hearing meeting.
Anybody? Kathy?
Exhibit 7. I would like a better explanation on how you would intend to meet Section 5, Part 6G, surface water drainage. Read carefully, please.
Yep.
All calculations must be based on a 10-year storm frequency, and I see no calculations.
Okay.
And I do believe you're missing a setback on the wetlands.
All right, we will,
Atta girl.
good job. We want to make sure we get all that
I'm an
stuff.
engineer myself, so.
Good catch.
Dee?
So you're not doing anything with propane, this is all with heating oil?
No changes to the existing site for propane, other than there's a concrete pad for empty propane container storage.
Yes, and once they're filled, they're going.
I believe they're transported empty, and then they're filled on site. So it's just for storage of the empty.
So they're empty, so
Correct.
there's no additional propane. So we're dealing just with the addition of heating oil.
Correct.
Heating oil.
Yep,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Just a couple questions.
Sure.
Yeah, what is the size of the fuel oil tanks?
15,000 each.
15,000 gallons
15,000 apiece.
each, yeah, so 30,000 total.
And when you remove them,
Do you
how
want-
old are they?
Do you know?
I don't know the year offhand.
Yeah, but when there are inspection requirements as part of the, both the permitting and operation, so, and we have to ensure that for the state fire marshal permit, that they meet adequate standards for use and reuse. And then as they're in operation, under the, related to the EPA regulations, there are frequencies, inspection frequencies stipulated that will require the checking of the thickness of the tank, et cetera.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know for that size tank what it is, but it's typically either 5, 10, or 20-year inspection. But that ranges from small tanks to very large tanks, like marine terminal tanks as well. So there's a prescriptive inspection requirements that the facility has to ensure as part of that SBCC plan.
Okay.
What are the sizes of the fuel trucks? How many gallons do you take?
Like 4,000 or no?
Oil trucks?
Yeah,
2,800 gallons.
or 2,800,
800 gallons?
yeah.
And how often are the 15,000 gallon tanks going to be filled?
Typically, it's 1 or 2 a week.
It depends on demand.
Middle of January.
Middle of January, twice a week. Twice a week.
So twice a week.
Okay. That's both of them, I take it. So you're going through 60,000 gallons of fuel.
More or less. Probably a little less.
You hope a little more.
I hope.
Of course.
The only fuel trucks I know anything about are the ones that come to my house.
Yep.
And so these are the ones that are taking on the load to deliver. What about the size of the trucks that fill up the tank?
Yep.
Are those the same size or they're different?
No, you may recall seeing them on, and I bring a picture next time, but they're a longer tanker truck that would fill up at the bulk facilities typically in South Portland.
Right, and they would fill up your
And then they come and fill up the
Right.
tank.
I think the best way to describe it to you, Dee, in terms of what you see around here all the time, are the Poland Spring trucks.
Yes.
They're very similar to
Yeah,
that.
okay.
But Poland Spring, they're not
A different
used for
liquid.
water and oil.
Right.
Just want to clarify that.
Yeah.
I don't want
drink
Poland
the
Spring to be
water.
upset with us.
Okay.
But it's a similar size truck.
And how often do
shape.
those tanks get filled or those trucks come in?
That's the 2 times a week at peak season is what we were estimating.
Okay, great.
Obviously, there's it increases in frequency as the fuel is needed, so
Right,
nice
of
cold
course.
winter, et
Of
cetera.
course,
Yep.
okay. Yeah, I know.
They're
I didn't
not,
play with trucks when I was little.
there's still time.
Thanks.
There's not dissimilar to the size of the propane delivery trucks that are a similar situation where the propane is delivered in a longer tanker
Right.
trailer, and then it's delivered to houses in a smaller truck.
Yeah, I
So,
just wanted to
yeah.
know about the size. And your new tank storage area, you said you're going to dig into the bank, so that will be on what is now ground level.
Correct, that's similar.
And about how far back are you pushing, or how much more are you intruding on that buffer that was between the property behind you?
Well, if you look at the picture, we're really not affecting that buffer because I thought I had a picture of that.
Well, if you're digging into the bank, how much?
Yeah, I was gonna,
bank do
so if you
dig?
see in this picture here, there's really, the trees are not on that area where we're putting the tanks. So it starts to get into the back right here and some shorter trees, but the bulk of the buffer, the
So that will remain.
tall trees are not being disturbed.
All right, that's what I was interested
Yeah.
in knowing. Thank
And
you.
then we tried to position it that way so that we weren't, I mean, we could go closer to the property boundary from a setback standpoint, but we wanted to keep it central to the operations of the site and not take away any of that buffer.
Right, that's what I wanted people to know, that the buffers won't substantially change,
Correct,
the vegetated buffers.
correct.
All right, that's what I wanted people to know. Thank you.
Anything else?
A question for you on in front of the tanks where you have your concrete pad, is that gonna be similar to what was up at the Noria location? Will it be a sunk-in one where they drive into it as a catch basin, or is it just a flat surface? And I just asked that because, like, if you're filling a truck there and something happens,
Do we have the detail?
I know that it says there's a
Okay.
catch basin, but is it just a flat level, or will it be?
Yeah, so as part of the SPCC requirements, the regulations, we're required to provide containment both for the tanks and for the loading.
The fueling
area.
area.
The fuel, right.
Okay.
So there's a number of different ways we can do that, whether you sink it down, or you can put a catch basin without an outlet, so you could, collect material there and pump it out if you needed to. And I don't know if we'd,
I don't think we have the loading rack detail.
yeah, so we didn't provide that detail, but we can provide that as well,
Okay.
so.
Go ahead.
Anything else? Got to renotice for the public hearing, you have to renotice.
All of them? That's fine, we will do that, and we'll make sure you get the certified receipts as well.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for your time tonight, we look forward to talking to you on the 26th.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Any restaurant depends, the buggers and I want to speak, but that's.
Yeah. Which is.
Very good. Okay, thank you.
Appeal has to appeal.
I don't know whether there's any buggers.
Thanks a bunch.
Yeah, before he starts, we can make that.
Hello.
Finally. Didn't have you
Are there any
retired
abutters
listening?
to this?
I know, me too.
You know, I'm going to give you plenty of time to talk at the next meeting.
I'm just curious.
Okay. Just want to make sure, I'm not trying to exclude you. I think any comment should be made in the public hearing process.
I'm supportive of this.
Are you here for, which one are you here for?
The Woolgars, the Harbits.
The lot.
This
For this one, okay. No, we were trying to get it out, if there was anybody here for the pit stop fuel ones, that if the general public shows up tonight, that they will have an opportunity to speak at the next meeting. We don't want people to think that we're just shutting them out. It's just, once we call for a public hearing, we can't let the general public come up and talk on that
I'm not
particular
gonna
thing.
talk,
Yep, no, you're here for a
okay.
different one, so
Yeah, that's okay.
you're perfectly good.
Yeah, you're fine.
Welcome. We're happy to have you.
Ready?
Yep.
I guess so.
All right. George Sawyer, Sawyer Engineering, part of Sebago Technics. And I'm here to present a proposed division of a parcel that was part of an original subdivision done a long time ago by myself. This proposal is to divide this one lot out of the three that was originally done, this lot to be divided into 3 lots. There was a stipulation in the deeds as part of the original subdivision that each one of these large lots, they were like 20-some acres each, could be divided into 3 lots at a future date. So what we have here, this parcel was owned by the Hobbarts. It's still in the estate of Elizabeth Hobbart, and Kathy Woolgar is their daughter, and she's the personal representative of the estate. So there's an existing house on the property. It was actually built by the Hobbarts, I believe, quite a long time ago. And there's another building, a garage, which is shown on the plan, and then a large area that is all wooded. The access to the property is through the Blueberry Hill Road, which is an existing gravel road. It comes up through one of the lots to the north of this one, and extends up from Route 93, comes around a corner, and you can see where there was a turnaround at the end of Blueberry Hill Road, and then there's an existing driveway down to this existing house. What we're proposing is that existing driveway be upgraded to serve the 3 lots that we have shown on this plan. We did soils tests on the 3 lots. Well, actually, we did soils test on 2 lots. The existing house has its own existing septic system. So we did a test pit preliminary soils test to show that there's suitable site for septic systems on the 2 new proposed lots that don't have an existing house on them. We identified the wetlands. A large section at the northeast end of this long lot going down to Route 93 was defined as wetlands. The area up where the buildings are and where we would assume that we show that there's a suitable soils is out of the wetlands in a good area. There was one real tiny spot of wetlands down on the southwest corner of the proposed house lot. We're well away from that. That's down in the wooded area. There's no sites that seem typical or potential vernal pools, but we've shown basically what there is there. That's, I guess, pretty much it in a nutshell. I guess the other thing I would add, the smallest lot that we've proposed here is about 3.5 acres. The minimum lot size for this zone is 80,000. The house lot will be approximately 5 acres, and then the large lot is, I can't remember, 16 acres or something like that, I believe.
By the way, does anybody have to recluse themselves from this? Is the application complete? I hope so. I have one question. In our or subdivision regulations, it says that a lot over 20 acres requires DEP approval for subdividing it.
That only, that, I believe, came from somewhere way back a long time ago. The current DEP regulations for review and subdivisions, it has to be a parcel of land that is over 30 acres and that you're proposing to divide into 15 or more lots. So this particular lot is 20-some acres, and we're dividing it into 3 lots. I believe the other 2 lots that were in this original subdivision, which were similar sized, I believe each of those, I know one of them has been divided into 3 lots. I think one of them, the other one has been maybe divided into 2 lots. So we don't even come close to the 15 lots, even if you go all the way back to the original subdivision. And there is a 5-year time frame on their DEP review stuff too. So you have to do that within a 5-year time frame to come under DEP review. So I guess my comment would be that section of your review ordinance or your ordinance ought to be looked at to bring it up to the current standard.
Would you mind, George, providing us with the actual documentation about what the new is?
Sure. Yep.
That will help us? Because actually, the way it looks now, it says we have to require it unless we can be shown differently.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Question?
Sure.
Mr. Sawyer, for the existing house, I know that you're going to change the driveway into a road.
Correct.
And how are you going to get 100-foot frontage for that house? A really odd.
Yep. That goes around the turnaround that we're providing, that's required to be provided at the end of it. That is road frontage all the way around, so we've actually got 150 feet of road frontage for the house lot.
Where is?
I can show you, if I'll point it out here.
Okay.
So this parcel is road frontage here.
Yes.
The house lot goes 50 feet, 50 feet, 50 feet, 50 feet.
Now I understand why you did it that way.
Yeah, and, well, it's got.
That's been done many, many times.
Well,
That's the
I'm
way it's
sure.
done. But that's 150 feet of road frontage,
Oh,
and it's only required to be 100.
okay, and where can you put the turnaround then?
The turnaround is right here. So the existing driveway is shown on here.
Yes.
And the turnaround would go right out into this here, because the other edge is in kind of a light dotted line, Ken. The
Yes.
other edge of the proposed right-of-way to the 50-foot right-of-way goes all the way along here and then out like that and around. That right-of-way will actually be part of the 16 acres. That will be part of lot, what did we call it?
big one.
C3. So they'll build the hammerhead out into this area right here.
Okay, you've got enough space, there's a lot of area that shall remain undisturbed.
That's over beyond that. It's not in part of the right-of-way in any way.
So you get a hammerhead in there, okay.
Yep.
And a half inch is 50 feet, right?
Right.
Yep. So if you look at this table, for line table, it says L1, L2, L3,
Right.
L4 are each 50 feet.
50-50, so it's 150.
Yeah, 150.
You asked for a waiver.
Yes. The existing road, Blueberry Hill Road, the current existing road, this is Route 93 heading out towards Sweden. This is back towards 302. So you come up here, there's a lot here that's a long lot like this, and then there's the third lot The existing Blueberry Hill Road comes up here like this, comes around a corner like this, and comes to this point here. And this was we did a cul-de-sac back then, so that's what this little circle represents, is the cul-de-sac. That road, which is half a mile, close to it, is all dirt, gravel road. So we asked for, your current ordinance, I believe, would say that this would have to be a paved road in the subdivision. But you're gonna go over a half a mile of gravel road, and we're gonna have 300 feet, 250 feet of paved road at the end of it. It just doesn't make much sense.
So you could say you're extending an existing road
Exactly.
with the same surface
It'll be
as
built
the road,
to the town standard as a gravel
As a
road,
gravel
but
road.
not a paved road.
consistent with what's already there.
Right. Yeah, consistent with what's there. Probably even somewhat better
Better.
than what's there. because
Newer.
You've upgraded your standard from what it was built over 20 years ago.
Do you think that requires a waiver if you're just extending an existing road?
Well, it says in the subdivision, you have to have a paved road.
Paved road.
So we need a
That's
waiver.
what your ordinance seems to say
Right,
to
so
me.
that's the portion that you're waiving.
Just that portion of
Paving.
the part of the paving, yes.
Okay.
George, in your abutters notifications,
Yep.
you didn't get a receipt back from Blueberry Gate LLC.
From what?
Blueberry Gate LLC.
I don't know.
They didn't get one back?
Didn't get one back, didn't come
They have
back.
to get them back, they just have to have proof that they were notified.
We send them out, we may not have gotten one back. We don't have to show that we got them
Okay.
back. If you look through the listing of what they did with the ones we sent out, sometimes we don't have the correct address, sometimes nobody's there to sign, they have to sign for these notifications. So, sometimes we don't get them back. Yes.
Yes. Is there, since the other lots have been subdivided, is there now a road association associated
There
with?
is. I haven't been able to get a copy of it. It doesn't seem to be recorded. I actually wrote to the people that are the secretary, I guess.
And I think I just picked up the mail yesterday.
Okay, so is that you?
Yes.
So you, Mrs. Larson? Okay. Yeah, if we could get a copy of that, because it,
We're not sure which, there's several different dates when they were made.
yeah.
We're not sure which one is most applicable.
Well, could you bring them all down and we can make copies at the office?
Because they could be amendments to them.
Exactly, and it's been changed as who is the secretary or whatever, or the president or whatever of the association over time, so we found that, but we couldn't find and Kathy had said that she knew it was available, or that was one in existence, but she didn't have a copy of it. But if you could do that, we'd appreciate it. You know where we are.
Right next to the post office.
Nope, we used to be there. We moved from there a year and a half ago, so we're down, you know where the storage buildings are going out 302? Where the big blinking sign with all the great sayings on it? We're in that building. 293 Portland Road. And there's somebody there typically from 7 o'clock to 4 o'clock. If you could do that, that'd be appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, just one other question.
Yes, sir.
In the original division, it said 50 feet buffer. Is that going to be continued?
Well, in some cases, along the roadway, for instance, it's required to be 75-foot buffers now by your ordinance, I believe.
Yeah, this seemed to indicate property lines buffers.
Well, we can do it at 50 feet. I didn't take that as 50 feet from the
Okay.
property lines.
Okay. Then there was a strange statement there that the covenants sunset after 21
Yep.
years.
That was typical back then, that they did that way. Typically, they could be re-voted in by the homeowners association, but they had to actually re-vote them in.
So what is the status of the homeowners association at this point.
Well, until maybe she can give us a better feel.
It's only Kathy and I that are, both her parents passed away, so they had been part of the,
Right.
association. So I
Right.
took it on when my husband passed away. And I just keep,
Right.
renewing our thing because I think it's important to have the association.
Is Blueberry Hill Road a town road?
No, it's a
No,
private road.
private road. So
Underneath this association.
It's actually my property, which they have the right of way.
Right.
So there, if you have,
So these new lots will be part of the association too?
That's what we assumed, yes.
and then there'll have to be some apportionment of how to maintain the
Yeah.
Blueberry
Right.
Hill
Yeah.
Road, plus the new road that
Right.
you're striking. Yeah.
That'll be all taken care of amongst the association, which if it's just the two of you, it's,
But the new road won't be part of the association.
well, that's up to you people.
Yeah,
That's up to you people. Are you going to extend it to include the new section of road? That'll be up to the association. And this is just my thinking on it, what I've seen in the past, when you extend a road like that, typically those people, those lot owners, and one person may buy the whole thing, but those lot owners would automatically become part of the
Or the
association.
association.
right.
But why would the other lot 2 and lot 1 be liable for maintenance of that road and such?
I'm not a legal person. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
That would be, I would say that would be a discussion amongst the homeowners association.
yeah,
they're all part of the same road association.
Right.
That's
yeah.
all.
Yeah, there-
Well, in this case, there isn't a separate entity for the road association. It's all just covered under the homeowners association.
Well, that's what I mean.
Right.
It's all the same.
Right.
But I'm wondering if we can think of this as an extension of an existing road rather than a new road, which would then make it a lot easier to understand.
yeah.
You can take it, sure.
I
You
was
can take it,
under the impression that that is on her property.
Yeah.
So therefore, that's her road.
I don't know, they have a right to travel over the, again, I'm not a legal person, so I'm not gonna get involved in that part of
I'm only
it.
saying the portion.
Yeah, I know, you're the extension part of it, yeah. That's up to the
Today,
legal
there's
people.
easement rights to use that road to access the big lot.
They do, yes.
And the maintenance of that road is covered under the homeowners association.
Or should be, there should be one.
Well,
That's what I don't know. That's what I'm
We
asking.
I don't know that because I haven't seen the homeowners
So we need to see
association
that,
document.
we need to see that.
Yeah, exactly, no, and that's what we're trying to get.
And
What,
we do, we all pay for the maintenance of the road as a group, the two
Right.
of us.
Yeah.
right,
So anybody
Christine
new would
wouldn't
be-
typically have access to, or need to go
Onto
into,
her property.
onto her property.
well, that's something you people are gonna have to undertake and square away.
Probably be a good idea to have an attorney, if you're
Right.
gonna add people to the association, to have, write the rules down
Right,
and take all of the things that George gets
Yeah.
to an attorney,
right, right.
because that
That's
becomes
what
a
that's-
civil matter.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right,
So George, in lot 3, they're gonna own underneath the road, correct?
correct. Just like there'll be a right-of-way in the deed for lot 3,
50
a 50-foot, reserving a 50-foot strip as shown on the plan. Same as it comes over her property at this time, it comes over lot 1, I believe, or lot A, or does it come over B? Okay, so whichever lot it was originally.
That's unusual.
Well, I'm just thinking that if I'm living here and I'm paying for that road to get plowed, I'd want to make sure I can add some people to it.
Well, I think that's something for the homeowners
That's the
association.
homeowners.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And the road,
That's not-
and/or the road association to work out amongst themselves.
But if there is homeowner documents that apply to this, we should see.
Well, yeah, that's what I've been trying to dig up.
Yes.
So we will get those As soon as she brings all of it down, we'll make some copies and we'll get a copy to Brenda
Okay,
for you people.
sounds good.
County doesn't have anything?
Nope,
No.
it was never recorded,
Yeah.
which a lot of them aren't.
Oh, yeah.
Because it wasn't formed for quite a while after the original.
Yeah.
Because I don't think any of the lots were sold for a long time. Yeah,
Yeah.
right, right. It's registered with the state, but it's not recorded.
Yeah.
We couldn't find a recorded version of it.
There was no problem with the impact statements.
Okay?
You know, I think what we need to do with this is that we need to see the documentation about the.
Not a problem.
Before we can act on this.
Can you go through your listing and any other questions that you have or whatever?
It's your call, guys,
Just to see if we have any other,
because we also don't have homeowner documentation.
Yeah, we need that, that's what we need. And we need road design specifics.
Road design.
okay. Well, it'll be a showing of what's in your ordinance for the road.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
What else do we need? Kathy, you, by the way, you looked at, I'm gonna call on you for a minute, you looked at all the phosphorus analysis and that stuff, right?
The subdivision, it is?
Yeah, there's,
That's in that application.
it's in
There's
the
a whole-
application.
Correct.
And I was gonna ask you if it, because
If it's okay.
you're our local
Yes,
expert.
I do remember looking at this. Sorry, my mother was in the hospital yesterday and I was like
I'm sorry.
Sorry to hear
bonkers.
that.
So that actually gives us another reason why we need to put this on.
So I have not, I would like to see the 75-foot wetlands setback line on that.
These are not wetlands of any significance. I'm not sure that you have a 75-foot setback from a common wetland.
No, not.
I don't believe you do.
20
No,
acres.
it's a wetland of something.
If it's a wetland of special
Special,
significance,
yeah.
there's a state 75-foot setback. These are just common forested wetlands, and I
Your letter
don't,
stated that.
what's that?
Your letter stated
Is
that.
it,
Right.
to say
Yeah.
forest?
And
Yes.
I don't believe that there is a setback required. There isn't under state, the state doesn't require a setback for that.
Yeah.
Right, no, but we
Isn't it
don't always
20
follow the
acres?
states.
I understand that, but I haven't seen it in your, and it may be, I'm not saying it's not there, but I haven't seen it where it says 75 feet.
You said
Upland
it's forested,
edge.
What's that?
you said it's forested
It's a
wetland?
common forested wetland.
Yeah.
Yeah, they may not need it.
There's
for
no
the
setback
forested.
that I know of, yes.
No, not that we know of.
When I'm looking at this, I don't see any issues with the plan. No, I just think that we're missing some documentation.
Yep, okay.
And the other thing is, we can't do any act until we get clarification with the DEP.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're handcuffed.
Okay, so DEP, homeowners association,
Yep,
and
Road design.
Road
road
design.
design. And I will,
And there's no need for a public hearing for this.
no,
I
I
don't
will
think
review
so.
the
So-
phosphorus, because I probably looked at it and,
Well, we'll ask you next week, next
okay,
meeting.
Yeah,
no problem.
not the next meeting, but the meeting
Gonna
after.
be May meeting, right?
the
May meeting.
regular May
Is
meeting.
that okay?
Yeah, that's fine,
Okay.
that's fine.
Do we have anything else for Mr. Sawyer?
No, that seems to be it.
He can now do more work because he's not skiing anymore.
Today was the last day probably.
Okay,
All right, thank you very much.
thank you very much.
Take care.
Okay.
Yeah, if you could bring copies
whatever you have, and then we'll make copies of whatever.
Do we have anything else that we need to
We'll get it all.
What do we have left?
I just have a question. Now, I don't know if I should recuse myself, but it goes back to my application.
Well, if you go on the other side of the table, you can ask the question.
Okay, I'll go on the other side of the table.
That way you're not part of the deliberation.
Yeah, well, it's really not, it's more in terms of when we're gonna put it on, what meeting.
Okay, well, thank you.
I'm willing to put it on,
Take care. Nice to meet you.
when can you get, I think,
We are pretty much prepared to make the changes tomorrow. I've talked with my engineer, saying that this, has to change, and we can most likely get it submitted before, we need, 12 days? So,
you'd have to get it submitted by Thursday.
yep, which we should be able to do that.
And
So
since
my
we,
question is,
well, I'm saying, we already have the findings of fact done.
yep,
It only needed to be changed, there's a couple sections there that would need to be repaired. All right? And we could act, if you can provide us with the documentation that the setbacks are met, we can move it forward.
okay.
He's asking when is the next meeting for Raspberry?
First Tuesday of May.
First Tuesday, in May, I'm sorry.
So are you really just relabeling things that are already on? the
More or
plan?
less, yeah.
Where's my agenda?
That's fine.
But my question is, where we have, you said to do it the night of the workshop, which is the 26th. We have 2 public hearings already called for. And public hearings always go first. If there's not enough time at the end of the night, will it get bumped? I'm just looking at it in terms of the cost. I've got engineers that have to redo plans. I've got excavators that are lined up waiting to go. I can't keep pushing them out, because I'm gonna lose them.
I don't
Does-
see any reason why we wouldn't.
I just want to make sure we got a couple hours for our next meeting to do workshop work. We got L2, 203. I think we need to talk about some issues with the subdivision regs that need to get repaired. And I think we need to have and I think
Yeah.
Deb, if she's
So,
sitting here.
and that was my question. Are we looking at doing my application at the workshop or at the public hearings?
That's a good question.
Because you originally said that at the workshop, but then we called for a special meeting. So I'm just trying to get clarification so I know when to have the
Yes,
documentation
Dean.
in.
I think we should do it at the workshop first,
And then
because
I'm
you've
gonna
already,
revert back to you
you've
real quick.
already
What's the date of the workshop?
approved the application. It's just to
Do I have enough time to
make
get
these
it
few
by Thursday?
changes for
We gotta change the findings of
on
fact,
the findings.
because the findings of fact show that we
Are
couldn't do it.
inaccurate, right, but he's
They
now
need to be
changing
updated.
to come into line with the application and the rules, and so I think that it should be pretty much a rubber stamp.
Okay. And we'll
That
do
would
it
be my
at,
feeling.
I'm just talking with Brenda so we can make sure we have enough time to get it in for the 12 days. So if we do it at the workshop, get it into you by Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dan, what we would do is at the workshop, we'd approve it,
okay.
okay? And then on the 26th, we would approve the findings of fact, the final detail, because we're gonna have to,
They
Have a
to be
motion.
rewritten, yeah.
once we get his information,
Has to
to
be
edit
rewritten.
the findings of fact.
Right, they have to be edited.
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
And then we
And
can
then I
have,
won't take up any more time tonight.
Thank you, sir.
I'll come back and I'll make a motion to adjourn.
well, a standing motion to adjourn.
All those in favor say aye, aye, we're done.
We're done.
Thank you, guys.